me falling right back.
So, I think something when it comes to planted tanks that people forget is just like normal aquariums with sand and usually gravel, which is the most common for people like beginners and even people that still have done tanks for a very long time still do gravel, and everybody knows that you need a GravelVac your substrate, and if that's either gravel, everybody knows you use something like this, which is just clear tubing with an end, and then you go through the tank and you clean out all the debris under the gravel. And obviously we all know that's important because leftover debris under the substrate can create ammonia and all this other stuff that's bad for aquariums, so it's good to keep that under substrate really clean. And other stuff like sand, which that gets a little trickier because you don't exactly gravel vac it, because if you guys know, it just gets sucked right up, because it's very fine. It's not as big as gravel, so it just goes right into your bucket, and then you just lose your sand. So usually with sand, you would go, you would skim the top, and then usually you can do it as often as you want to, but usually about once a month, you take something like I don't. You can really do anything. You can take a fork. I mean, I usually take almost like a plastic hanger, but it's just just a strip, and I just sit there and twist, stir up the sand, and that brings up and what that actually does is bring up the gases, because there's air pockets when there's sand. Except it's that sand's so compacted, there's air pockets that are in the sand, and if you don't stir up your substrate, or when you stir up your sand consistently, those air pockets will build up, and then those will eventually pop, and they'll rise up to the surface. Well, those bubbles will rise up to the top, pop, and it's very deadly to the fish and to your whole tank, and you could kill a lot of stuff. So that's another really important thing. And so I think sometimes we forget what this video is about today is if we have carpets. Now, you wouldn't think you have to clean a carpet because it's kind of it covers the top substrate, so everything just goes in the plant, and it doesn't really get under the substrate because usually your carpet's really thick. And well, I'm going to show you guys today, it's real quick. It's nothing even complicated. It's actually probably the easiest out of all of them. It's just as easy as gravel. I'd probably say sand's the hardest one to do, and really that's not even hard. None of this is really that hard. Gravel vacuuming is really simple. It's just tedious. So obviously my tank, I'm doing a water change at the moment. So if you guys actually want to see what this tank looks like, not in maintenance mode, definitely go to my channel. We have a lot of good videos. There's a whole playlist of when I actually set this tank up 2 years ago, and basically you can see how it just progressed, and it gets really cool. It's a really cool thing to watch. But back to the main topic. So I just have a basic, siphon, nothing crazy. But so what you want to do is, let me kind of get this siphon started again. If I can do it with one hand. Okay. So now that we got this started, see if I can do this with one hand. So as that's siphoning, just like gravel, you don't want to crush the plant, but you just kind of want to lightly push your thing in there. And mine's I cleaned it last week, so it's not going to show as much, but see how I lightly push it, and then you see all those dirt molecules? Watch this. Or really, it's just fish poop, really. It's not really dirt. Some of it's dirt because it gets kicked up, but that's fine too because it keeps it clean. See all that? You just lightly push it on there. See that? And you don't have to push real hard, because especially if you have a really deep carpet, you might put a lot of dents in it, and you might cut off a lot of the plant or even ruin it. So, which it'll all grow back. So if you make a mistake, it's not the biggest thing in the world. But see how I'm just just like a little cushion, just lightly tapping it. And you just want to do that around the tank. You don't want to, and another thing is, you don't want to push too hard, especially if it's real thin like mine, where it's not thick yet. If you push too hard, I'll give you an example right here. See all that? That's all substrate. You don't want to do that. So you just kind of want to lightly, so you can get all the fish poop. You just want to kind of go on. It don't take that long, just real fast. Just get any debris, like right here, see all that brown? You just kind of go over the space. You just kind of want to do something like that, and you do it all around the tank. Is you inspect it, whatever you think you need to do, until you think it looks pretty good. I mean, it's pretty easy to spot, especially when your substrate's real thin like this. Like mine's really not thickum. It's not really thick yet, so it's real easy just to go through and just do that. Now, usually you don't have to use a big python like this. People actually use little, if you want to get real detailed, they'll actually use little air hose like this over here, and use air hose and just do the old mouth method and just create a siphon with that, and go through and just really clean it. But if you really doing this, what I'm doing now, is perfectly fine. Just going through like this. If you have just a normal python, it'll work perfectly fine. But if you do want to use an air hose or something that's really thin, you'll see a lot of the really big aquascapers, they will use air hose, and it is better if you want to get a really detailed cleaning. People that like to consistently keep it clean, which that's what I do. But usually when they do it, they usually do it about once a month. I do it once a week, so really, I mean, I'm doing just as much of a cleaning than anybody else would. So, but that's that. You see, we filled up a bunch of water doing that, and then you can see like it all piles up right there. You can see all that. That's all from just the substrate alone. But yeah, that's a quick little tutorial. It actually, the video got longer than I thought. I talk a lot, I know, but so yeah, if you have any guys questions, definitely comment down below. Obviously my tank's not fully carpeted yet. I still got, that's why I'm making a little repping carpet back here, so it can just go ahead and fill this, and then I'll have background plants right there. But it's almost filled in right there. I would like it to grow back. I'm trying to get it to grow back here. So it's getting there, but so it's all, yes. See, it looks real yellow, like it's not healthy, which it's really weird because in person it's all bright green. Like, I don't know, on camera it looks like it's all like dead. I don't know why, or like it's not doing it. Like, see that? See how it's yellow? It is not yellow in person at all. It's kind of weird. But yeah, see that? I don't know. It might be just my camera. See, it makes all my plants like a yellow. But so yeah, you can see I almost got all that. I just need that little bit right there. But other than that, yeah, if you guys have any questions about really anything about this tank, I definitely have a series, so you can check that out if you really want to see everything I've done to it, because I've videoed every single thing I've ever done to this tank. So we have a cool little series that I've done ever since I've started it till now. So if you guys want to do that, you can definitely check that out. But other than that, comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.